Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mayor Robert Guy.
We're grateful to have former Mayor Bob Phelps here, and I asked him if he wanted to just come up here and do this anyway, since he has done it so many times before. But, you know, it's truly great to be here. 1 year ago, I was sitting in the very back of this room, and this year I'm up here on stage. And so, you know, from the residents and everyone that had belief in me, you know, I'm really appreciative, and I'm honored to lead Farmers Branch in this time, because it is such a transformative and great time in our city. There's so many great things happening that I am just honored to share with you all today. And they say that the residents, you know, are the heart of the city, but the businesses are the lifeblood. And we wouldn't be where we are and wouldn't have the things that we have today without all of you. And, you know, the business community represents 80% of our community and 80% of our tax base and what we're able to do. So without y'all support and belief in this community, we wouldn't have the resources to build such a beautiful city that has so many great things going on. And you look outside, it's a Chamber of Commerce Day, clearly, but it kind of complements the same sentiments that I'm going to share today about so much that's going on. And, you know, we can start with our resident satisfaction survey, which is a great barometer of how we're doing as an organization. We conduct it every 2 years, and in 2017, we found that 97% of residents feel safe in Farmers Branch. You know, that's an extraordinary and underscores the magnificent public safety departments that we have, that we employ 24 hours a day. I know that we as residents are constantly touting how great and the world-class organizations that we have in both our police and fire to keep us safe. And in fact, 87% of respondents told us that they had good to courteous exchanges when dealing with city employees as a whole. One of the great success stories of the past year was the implementation of our curbside recycling program, but we will get to that here in a little bit, kind of expound on that. But, you know, finally, 93% of our residents feel they have a good quality of life here in Farmers Branch. I know that personally, I feel the same way, and I feel that it is only getting better. You know, we have an amazing council and amazing city staff that is working daily to try to find new opportunities to improve that quality of life. And a lot of the data that we get, you know, comes from our new Quick Score kind of program that we're running. And, you know, Ben Williamson with the city has been heading that up. But, you know, it's part of more of a smart city initiative. It's us looking at how can we get more data, how can we be more efficient to predict what we're going to be doing and improve daily so that we're using your tax dollars and resources better every single day. And we're working on more programs to bring in stuff that allow us to, you know, can we bring in new technology to respond faster to crimes, or, you know, have data on how traffic is moving through the city, the number of people that are moving through our city, so that we can talk to new retailers and restaurants and entertainment groups that say, no, we have the concentration of people here daily to say, come be a part of Farmers Branch. And when you think about the quality of life of a city, you know, for the first time in 30 years, our residents stood up and said, yes, we are going to pass a quality of life bond to keep this train moving. And so with that, we passed our bond this past November. It had 3 propositions. Proposition A was $4 million to help lay the groundwork at Pike Street to attract development to the DART station. As you can see by the growth of Mustang Station, the new restaurant park that I will talk about here briefly, you know, some new townhomes going in, you're starting to see that transformative change around that area, where we consider that to be one of the new up and coming areas in the Metroplex, where people are hopefully going to come and enjoy art, culture, and entertainment and be a part of Farmers Branch. But you'd also have the access of the DART rail right there. And so, you know, how do we turn that into one of the most active and vibrant DART stations in Dallas? But we also passed Proposition B. And it's $7 million for trails, sidewalks, and improvements, as well as improvements at the John Burke Nature Preserve. And so with that, we're going to build a new trail system throughout town that's going to allow people access to new modes of transportation to move throughout our city. You know, is they're projecting 12 million people that are going to be in the Metroplex by 2040. You know, it's going to be a congested area. So how are we going to be on the forefront of making sure that people have the ability to ride bikes, walk, get off the train, and have access to different ways to get to work and move throughout the community. And with these trail programs and the beautiful parks that we have here in Farmers Branch, there'll be destination places along the way that'll make that an enjoyable ride and a place where people want to take those different modes of transportation. And finally is Proposition C. It's $4 million for our neighborhood revitalization and residential revitalization programs, which is going to allow us to continue the great work that we've seen with the demo rebuild program already. It's something that we're going to be able to take these dollars and move to new areas in our city to help jumpstart the same growth that you see in Branch Crossing, Valley View Estates, Brookhaven Country Club, and expand that to the entire city to continue that trend of growth here that's going to bring new housing, new opportunities, and inspire new, younger families to move to Farmers Branch to revitalize that community that all works in unison with the things that we're trying to build upon. And to the extent that the tax rate, impact would be on this bond, at worst, we're looking at 2 cents. However, we as a council are going to work very hard to make sure that we can absorb that into the budget so that you all don't feel that pain and then you get more mileage out of your dollars. And the focus is to show that we do that, we do it responsibly, and we are going to build and deliver the things that we promised so that we have that trust from the community again in the event that we need to raise another bond to continue the economic development that we're seeing in this city. And as you drive around Farmers Branch, you'll notice for the first time, I know it's about 7 years, but it feels like 2 decades, that there hasn't been construction on any of our freeways, which makes it so much easier to get around and makes it a lot more attractive. But when we're continuing the infrastructure, talking about that, talk about our streets. And the largest part of the $23.5 million bond that we raised in 2014, we finished Valley View, the reconstruction from Josie to Webb Chapel. As you can see on the chart here to the left, those are areas that we will be completing and working on. And so, we're taking these monies to make sure that we're taking care of infrastructure today and not having the problems that other communities are having in the future, to make sure that the roads are smooth and easy to drive down and that people feel comfortable moving through the city. Because a lot of people, notice the roads. And here in Farmers Branch, they're really good. And a lot of people compliment us on that, and we're proud. And, the largest, or I guess, what happened on Valley View was new wider sidewalks, updated utilities, a completely reconstructed roadway at a cost of about $3.1 million. And one of the other most notable projects was completed in October. And for anyone that doesn't know why we are reconstructing the southbound Marsh Lane, this is why. I don't know whose Mercedes that was, but that was a bad day for somebody. That was a project cost that was $2.4 million, but that was split half between Dallas County and the city of Farmers Branch. So it's great to see that partnership with the county and our city, working on projects to improve our roadways, to allow people to get through a lot more easily. And one of my favorite things to talk about, as you've probably heard, is development. And we have a lot of it going on. Council has approved $1 billion in new construction, and I think that number is closer to 1.5 when you look at everything that's in that pipeline. And when you look at a city that is 12 square miles, that breaks down to $1.25 billion per square mile, which I don't know what other community in the region can claim that they're doing that amount of development. And so one of the newer developments is Bridgeview, which is at Alpha and Inwood. That's a $300 million project. It's the site of the former Great Indoors Big Box. There's going to be an apartment complex, I think with a little over 400 units. You're going to have 120 hotel room, new A-loft concept, 7-story office building, and a restaurant commons to kind of build upon the East Side plan that we put in place a little over a year ago, where we're going to try and reform and redevelop the East Side of our city. We're looking to bring more entertainment, culture, make it a little bit more vibrant, and build off what is hopefully going to be the Midtown development. I don't know, they might start that in 2025, but we'll be ready well before they get done. Next is the B Street Urban Village. And so this is the restaurant park I was talking about near the DART station. And so this is going to be right to the north of Mustang Station, which is the apartment complex right there, and the owners of Mustang Station will be working on this, which will come with a grocery store and 37,000 square feet in total of retail and restaurant. And we feel that this is going to be that kickoff to where other retailers and restaurants and developers are going to come in and see that this is a prime place to development. And right there at the gateway of our city off of 35, that entrance, we hope over the next 4 to 5 years to make something really vibrant and something that we can be proud of. It's a new place that we can go hang out, have lunch, and just kind of a cool little area, that some of these other communities have. Next is Brickyard Phase 2. It's 37,446 multifamily units. Phase 1 was a complete success, and Phase 2, I believe, started even faster than they anticipated. And I think they're even looking at how can they get to the next phase even quicker. And speaking to the number of people that are moving here, when you have 120,000 people a year moving to Dallas-Fort Worth, where are you going to put all these people? And thanks to P&Z and Foresight and all the planning, the next few projects are over there on the west side that are going to help hopefully accommodate that demand and need for people moving here. And next is Alta Luna. It's 40,260 family units on the west side as well. Western Rim, Mercer Crossing, 160,001,224 multifamily unit development. And so, you're kind of intermixing multifamily with residential on the west side. And when you think about what's coming, we're gonna have a mix of townhomes and residences in the next project. We have a new La Quinta. As you can see, this is the new concept. And if you haven't seen a concept like this, there is one, I believe at 121, kind of on Main Street up there near the Colony. And so this concept, it brings a fresh look and appeal to the city, and we're glad that they chose Farmers Branch there on the south side. We have a few more apartment units going in, hotel, which is the Holiday Inn Express, a Candlewood Suites. These are all over there on the south side of 635 near the Omni Hotel. And I believe Centurion American, who is doing the development over there along the waterway and along 35 just east of the new Quick Trip that's out there, will be building a new restaurant park that will front the water and be an area for everyone on that side of town, to have a place to go as well. And so you're starting to see a lot of those options come into the city, and something that a lot of residents and businesses have been asking for many, many years. And so next, I believe, is Hutton Townhomes. That's an $11 million project. These are 32 units. They're about 4 stories with rooftop terraces. They're going to be kind of right there near Valley View and Luna, near Mercer Crossings development, which is next. And that is a 400 million, 1,000 single-family home development. I believe, when we're looking at the next phase, I think they're probably going to get another 200 units in there, so about 1,200 single-family units over there, as well as all the apartment and multifamily units that are coming online. And so that area of town is going to transform the city of Farmers Branch. We're going to be completely built out, and we're looking at adding somewhere between 10 and 15,000 new residents to the city of Farmers Branch over the next 5 to 7 years. And so when you think about that many more people coming in, you think about healthcare. And a project that took a long time to pull across the line was the city clinic. It's another multi-year development project that we passed last year in 2017, and ground was broken on the new medical office building, which is going to be next door to the Walmart neighborhood market there at Josie and Valley View. This 5,000 square foot building will house the Baylor Institute for Rehabilitation, and the all-new Farmers Branch Clinic will be a great benefit to our employees in providing close, easy, accessible medical care. And I believe they're working with the city to provide that care at less cost to them. So it's not only saving us money, but it's saving our employees money as well, and giving them affordable access to healthcare right down the street. So this project is due for completion next May. And in December, we passed the PACE program, which is Property Assessed Clean Energy. It's something that I feel is an opportunity for all the businesses here in the room. And what this program does is it allows you to make energy efficient upgrades to your facilities without a single dollar coming out of your pocket. So the ROI on this is endless, because normally when you finance a project like this, you have to come out of pocket. You have to get third-party financing to work with this project to see if it even makes sense. But for you all, if you're looking to add solar to your buildings or upgrade HVAC or do it, even landscape and different irrigation systems to reduce your energy cost, if the cost of that energy or if the cost of the savings is more than what the payment would be over the amortization period, a third party will come in and fund this 100%. So it's $0 out of your pocket. The payment is covered by the savings, and in theory, you should be even saving even more money. You get to say that you're going green, add the sustainability aspects, and we think it's a great opportunity, not only for the businesses right now, but especially for businesses coming in to look to retransition the east side with the older buildings. They're going to need some upgrade and upkeep, and hopefully that helps spur a little bit more development over there on that side. Last year, we also, after 7 years, got our expansion approved at our Camelot landfill. That expanded the life of the landfill by 30 to 40 years, and I believe that our sustainability committee over the next several years should be able to come up with new ideas to help us divert even more waste to keep that away from the landfill so that we can keep that going even longer. And that's vital to the communities in North Texas, because as the other landfill in the area, the DFW landfill, eventually closes or reaches capacity, our Camelot landfill will be the only viable landfill option, which means that we'll probably be able to charge a little bit more money, bring in a little bit more revenue, and that's going to be a great benefit to the city of Farmers Branch. And next, building off of the Sustainability Committee and what they might be able to do to help us with the landfill is the recycling success. As I talked about earlier, residents were proud of what happened, but in the first year we collected 1,669 tons, which is 3.3 million pounds, which is roughly, it's a little over 4 times the amount that we had the year before, which was just drop-off recycling. So by taking it to the doors, we were able to, recycle that much more waste. And because of that, we won a Keep Texas Beautiful award for our recycling success. And so with that momentum from our sustainability committee, we're looking to keep that going and looking for new opportunities to win even more awards. So I'm excited that we have new leadership in that area, which I will talk about here shortly, but it's great to see those kind of changes happening in this community. And getting back to public safety and making sure that everyone in this city feels safe. Our surveys can tell us that people feel safe and secure in Farmers Branch. Major crimes in 2016 was down 14.7% from 2015. We continue to build on our average response time of 4 minutes or less for both police and fire services. The new budget adds a new police beat for the emerging west side, and seeing what's happening over there and all that development, you can only imagine that we need to be ready, which is why we're taking a look at that now and making sure that we have the people in place to keep everyone over there safe. We also added a full-time ambulance to the west side, meaning that all 3 of our fire stations have full-time ambulances. And we're also looking to relocate our fire station number 2, which is currently right over near Addison, and we'll be moving it hopefully right down the street here, about a stone's throw away to Holiday Park. Additionally, we're adding security upgrades to our Justice Center with security fencing and gates, ballistic material in strategic areas, locker room improvements, additional storage and work areas for regional SWAT equipment and evidence processing. And we have, a unique relationship with the 3 cities in the Metro Crest, with Coppell, Carrollton, and Addison. We've come together on many different projects to help streamline processes, make our communities a little bit more safe. As we continue to work together, InTech is one of the things that allow us to respond to instances that might not be in our city, but with this joint agreement, we've pledged to keep everyone safe. And last year I can think back to a cardiac arrest save, which is an example of joint cooperation between Farmers Branch and Carrollton, where because of those response times and because of using 2 different cities to get there, we were able to save a life. And it's instances like that where we think that it's all worth it. And to build on that and to make our fire department even better, which is hard to do, but we provide them with the tools to do that. We have a new $2.8 million joint fire training facility located in Farmers Branch. It's state-of-the-art and will provide cutting-edge training scenarios for our first responders and access to this facility or across the cities for years to come. It's a 6-story annex with interior and exterior landing stairs, 3-story residential commercial annex with a flat roof, blind elevator shaft, 20 exterior window openings, smoke generator with 8-port distribution system, and 5 burn rooms, plus so many other opportunities for our first responders to train in different scenarios. And so giving them the opportunity to train under any scenario that they would wildly imagine, allows them to not only respond faster, but also protect themselves and save lives, at a much better rate. And so we're so thankful that we were able to provide that. And, this past year, Texas kind of had it a little tough, but what's great about Texans is we always look out for each other. And so we always show our humility when times are tough. And, when Hurricane Harvey hit South Texas and kind of decimated that entire region, our first responders were quick to call, I guess, for the call to action, and went down there in 3 different waves to not only help out with search and rescue efforts, but to come and just, be there and take the same care and approach that they provide our residents to the people of South Texas. And, we had staff that helped out at the mega shelter, and we had organizations like Metro Crest Services that worked with our community to provide support to all the people that were displaced from South Texas and brought up here. And as you can see in this photo, each one of those people there, except the guy in the suit, was down there helping out in some way to make a difference in someone's life. Yeah. And we're proud of our Dr. Pepper StarCenter. As a city of Park, we understand that work-life balance is dependent on opportunities for recreation and play. And since 2004, the Dr. Pepper StarCenter Farmers Branch has played a host tens of thousands of hockey players, figure skaters, curlers, and other. And now that 14-year-old facility is about to get a $2 million upgrade. It's going to be upgrades to exterior and lobby, lighting and sound upgrades, Dallas Stars Alumni Center, a new Texas Hockey History Center, which will be a little museum up on the 2nd floor. And it'll also be home to sled hockey here in the Metroplex. And some people don't know, but it is the official practice ice for visiting NHL teams whenever the American Airlines Center ice isn't open. So, you might have the chance to see Sidney Crosby and a few of the others lace it up when they're in town, which, and it's just right down the street. It's always nice to see, athletes and stars of today up close and personal. And later this year, 300 NHL prospects will be participating in a skills event at the Star Center in advance of the NHL draft. And so, that's another opportunity to see who are the stars of tomorrow, just right here, another opportunity for entertainment. And we expect the majority of these improvements will be in place by this summer. And something I'm, passionate about, as they said, graduate of R.L. Turner and local kid, I do care about our public schools. I care about all schools, and I think Farmers Branch, our location in the city, not only to the private schools around our city, but here, we have so many opportunities. And with it being School Choice Week, everyone has the choice of where you want to go to school. And, we're thankful that we have innovation taking place in DISD at Cabell Elementary, which I think is going to be Chapel Hill Prep in the coming year, as well as in the CFB ISD with all the academies that are going on. And so your kids have so many opportunities. And, the conversation needs to change, not only from our standpoint, but from the residences and the businesses, to share the success stories and the possibilities and opportunities that are available here in this community. And some of the innovation that's taking place with CFB ISD is at our elementary school level, because you want to reach kids earlier and teach them how to learn and how to enjoy school, and saying that there are opportunities for you if you just get through it and find a way. And so, there are mentoring opportunities where I mentor at Farmers Branch Elementary, I mentor at Vivian Field, and I think it's an opportunity to give back, to be a just consistent and reassuring figure in these kids' life, to say, just reinforce the positivity in what they're doing in school and why it matters. And we as business leaders, when they see us coming back to help them out, it means so much. And if you find it in your heart that you want to reach out and mentor a kid and hopefully change someone's life, Miss Mendoza at the CFBISD runs a fantastic program, and it's a great opportunity for you to get involved. But another opportunity to get involved in our elementary schools is the 2 new programs that are starting in the next school year, which is the Imagine Fine Arts program at Blair Elementary and the Spark STEM program at McLaughlin Strickland. And so we're taking, I guess, 2 programs that are wildly successful. When I think about what's going on at Booker T. Washington, the #1 private school, or I guess public school in the country here in Dallas, that is a fine art school. And so you see the success that those programs have, and that's going to be opportunities here for kids in Farmers Branch and for families that are looking for that. When you see families moving to Lakewood or Grapevine or some of these other areas that have these schools, we now have them as well. And so that's where school choice matters. And coming together as a community, we need to be better, but we need to be better together and fully support these programs and find out ways where we can get involved and truly help, make a difference, because education is the backbone of society. We're only as strong as our weakest link, so we need to make sure that our weakest link is stronger than those in other communities. And so, talking about education and people, that's where we come back to people matter. And I would be remiss if I didn't notice or recognize the leaders in the community that passed before us during 2017. Mayor George Grimmer passed away last year after an extraordinary life at age 100. Likewise, we said goodbye to former council members Jim Smith, Herb Weidinger, and Junie Smith. And just last month, as we stated when we opened up, we were saddened by the passing of longtime chamber leader, CFBISD school board member, and Farmers Branch advocate James Good. And make no mistake, Farmers Branch is a better place for the service that these selfless leaders, gave to our city. And then we have leaders among us stepping up to accept the challenge. Last year, our longtime Director of Community Services Planning, Andy Gillies, moved to Virginia to pursue new opportunities, and our Public Works Director, Randy Walhood, decided to call it a career, retiring after more than 30 years in public service. Well, following these departures, I'm proud to say that we have the important arrival of the individuals that are up to the task of continuing to move the city of Farmers Branch forward. It's easy to see that our building official, Hugh Pender, stood out amongst the crowd of applicants, which is why he is our new Director of Community Services. We are thrilled that Tina Fergens has found her way back to Farmers Branch, where she is our new Planning Director. Tina worked here about a decade ago and brings with her a wealth of experience from other cities. After serving as our city engineer for many years, Mark Bentley was the obvious choice to become Director of Public Works. In a move that only makes sense in this day and age, we created a new department for sustainability and public health. This allows us to gather those existing staff members together to work. Shane Davis is the new Director of Sustainability and Public Health. But we are glad that these people working in this city, they bring with them great leadership and knowledge and expertise that are going to continue to move this city forward, and keep moving on a new, vision and what we imagine Farmers Branch to be over the next 5 to 10 years. And so congratulations to all of them on their promotions. I wanted to end talking about the guys that I get to work with every single day. Nothing can be accomplished without the right people working in concert to make Farmers Branch to be the best that it can be. And, I was nervous coming in. I had a sharp learning curve to come up, but it's been fantastic to have the support of the fellow council members who are not only helping guide me as I come through it, but we've all kind of come together and we work very well as a team. And I'm, so much so that I'm glad to call all 5 of them friends. And, you don't realize the amount of time it takes at this job. You come in, you think it's going to be a few hours a week, and you realize it's like 30, 35 hours a week. But we do the work because we care about the city, we care about all of you, and we care about the future of Farmers Branch. And so I just want you to know and be reassured that every day we are thinking about how we can make this community a better place, how we can provide more opportunities not only for the residents, but also the businesses. And it's just a joy to come to work and be a part of all of that. And so in closing, let me say one other thing. We get a lot of the glory up here, but we need to recognize that it takes a lot of people to keep this city running. And City Manager Charles Cox, Deputy City Manager John Land, and all of our directors, our fire chief, our police chief, make sure that everyone is in sync and moving in that same direction to carry out the goals and visions that we have. And they have done a tremendous job. And everything that's possible today wouldn't be possible without their work. And so for that, as a resident, as a mayor, and as a business owner, even in Farmers Branch, I'm extremely grateful for the work that y'all put in every day, and they make all this possible. And so thank you so much. And so I will reiterate, everything you've seen here today, it is a great time to be in Farmers Branch. When people look back on this area, they will think about the transformative change that is going on and how this was a turning point in our city and where we went from where we were to where we're going to be in 10 to 15 years. I'm excited. I'm excited about the possibilities. I'm excited for the businesses. I'm excited for the residents. And so I'm just deeply appreciative of everyone in this room, being a part of this community, whether you live here, work here, or play here. We want you to keep doing that on a daily basis and into the future. So looking forward to an even better 2018. Thank you.